It's Andrew here with Gamer's Guide to Life, and I'm here with Mike DeLucio. We're checking out
Novus Aeterno from Tatali Studios.
It's Latin, okay? I've got problems.
It's fine, he didn't go to take Latin class.
Anyway, you have no idea how excited I get about any kind of space game. It's amazing to see. Can you tell us a little bit of the backstory of this
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the backstory, and then I'm going to hand you off to somebody to give you some of the gameplay. 4 years ago, there was a 16-year-old kid who was playing RTS championships in Greece on an island. He had just escaped from South Africa due to violence. He and his mother fled to Greece. He didn't know anybody, so he was playing RTS championships, and he was kicking their ass left and right. Turned around to his mom and he said, you know, I think I can develop a better game than this. And she's like, you don't have any background? And he's like, no, but I know people. So through his online community of friends that he was playing with, he reached out. Who's a developer? Who's an artist? Who's an engineer? And he came up with an idea for a game. 3 years later, he went to his mother and said, Mom, I need funding. She went out and helped him get some independent funding. 6 months after that, they showed up at PAX Prime in Seattle last year. 6 months later, here we are at PAX East in Boston. The game is coming out, Novus Aeterno, completely independently done. It's a seamless, persistent MMO RTS, first of its kind ever. We have no major corporate funding. It's all done through small-time investors, and it's all done by a 20-year-old kid now. I can't even take him out to get a beer to thank him for this. The game is going to be coming out July 1st for pre-order, and then at some type of convention similar to this in Seattle, maybe later this year, we're going to announce when it's coming out. So read into what I'm saying.
I gotcha.
You got me?
Yep.
All right. And we also have something really cool for your fans. We have the Infiltrator program. And this Infiltrator program is something we just announced on Friday here at PAX East. Basically, because we're an independent company and we're based in Barcelona, and then we have Argentina, Croatia, Sweden, England, Canada, I mean, it's all over the world.
Man.
Yeah, we're all over, literally. Because we don't have a home base, basically what we're doing is we're asking the fans to become our quality assurance and our gameplay testers. No one's ever done that before. I've been in the business 22 years. I've never seen a major studio or an independent studio ask fans to do quality assurance for them. So what this is, you go to novusaeterno.com, you click on Become an Infiltrator, join our Infiltrator team, click on that, submit your application, and then the more quality assurance you do, the more gameplay testing you do, the higher you raise through the ranks. The higher you get through the ranks, the more you have influence on the developer and on gameplay, etc. And then we're going to hire directly from that fan base for our next positions. It's an unprecedented opportunity for fans.
Absolutely. It sounds fantastic.
It is. And you know what? It was developed by a 16-year-old who no one told him that he couldn't do it. So he did it. And that 16-year-old is Nick.
Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you as well. The game looks fantastic.
I'm glad you
like the backstory. I can't even tell you.
Well, Nick's going to give you a little bit of a background. I'm going to swap mics out to him.
All right, so I'm here with the Master and Commander. Nick, great to see you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you.
So that story was amazing, to say the least. What made you decide that you had to create this yourself?
I just wanted to play this game. I mean, I've been playing strategy games since I was a kid. I loved any game that made me try and outsmart my opponents, and I just wanted the kind of the next level, the logical evolution on a competitive RTS game. And I just started looking for it as a gamer, wanting to play it, and I didn't find it, and so being from the internet, I got this, and I just started trying to make it. And I started to search out to find other developers, explain to them my idea, and they were all the guys I found were strategy gamers too, and they just went nuts for it. So we started developing our dream strategy game that we all want to play so much.
A few people can say that, but here it is, in full playable form. So, just upon looking at this, if people don't have any idea of what we're looking at here, it seems like you take a lot of inspiration from games like Homeworld.
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, all of us are massive sci-fi RTS fans, and you see a lot of influences from Homeworld, a lot of influences from Sins of a Solar Empire, even Nexus, I mean everything. And then we added a lot of other things that we saw in other RTS games, and some things that we haven't seen in RTS games that we really like. A quick example of this is ship reloading, especially waiting for a ship reload. But pretty much the way that works is all ships have primary weapons. Well, they can, depending on how you design them. And what is primary weapons fire really, really quickly for a short period of time, and then they have to reload those cannons' magazines. While reloading, they can't fire and their movement speed is reduced because all the ship's energy is put towards reloading. So it adds a new element to the tactics of the game because you can move your ships forwards, unload all this damage, and you need to get them out of there while they're reloading their cannons. So it adds in some RPG and MMO elements in the game, making tanks useful, for example. You get a really tanky ship moving forward, soak up all the damage, then you can move your lightly armored DPS ships forwards. So stuff like that, some new elements into the RTS genre, and yeah. Oh, and another main one of the new elements, it's not actually a new element, but it's an element I think that really should be expanded on, and not enough RTS games use it, is custom designed units. We don't give you a list of, okay, you can build a Marine, a Marauder, or a Siege tank. We give you a blueprint. All right, here's an example of the reloading. All these dreadnoughts right here, that ring around their base indicates that they're reloading their primary cannons right now. So on the designing of ships, we don't give you a preset Marine, Marauder, and Siege tank.
Right.
What we give you is a ship design interface with a whole list of different hull types that you've researched with different layouts of slots, and you just really easily click and drag what components you want in there, what components you want to ship, weapons, shields, engines, everything, and you just save the design. Then when you go into your shipyard, those are all the options of units you can build.
Now that sounds amazing. There has been games out there that I've played where you can customize certain units and such. By design and by the way that you've been describing this stuff, how would you prevent something from being too overpowered or just overly broken?
That's a great question. Honestly, it is physically impossible to statistically balance an RTS game like this. Hell, even look at StarCraft 1, great strategy game. Even to this day, everyone's bitching about the balance of that game. It is so hard to balance statistically. And a game like this, it is impossible. So we have gone beyond that. We realized you can't balance it in that manner. We need to do something different. So we created what we call dynamic balancing, where strategy of the player outweighs the actual components on the ship. So a quick example of this. All ships use ammunition. Every cannon fires ammunition. Ships require supplies. So I'm attacking you. Let's say my fleet is just broken, overpowered. Okay, it's a possibility. It can always happen. Of course, we'll try and balance it best we can. For this scenario, let's say my fleet's just butcher OP. So there you go. We get into an interaction. I just beat the crap out of you. Okay?
All right.
So I'm pushing forward to your home planets. You're building up your fleet all over again, and it comes up pretty quickly. Ship construction times is very fast. So you get your next fleet up. Come interact with me. I just master you again. And now I'm right on top of your planets, on one of your planets that I want to take. You get your third fleet up. Now, your fleet is right in front of your planet. You can resupply really quickly, repair your ships really quick, just drop it onto the planet, launching back into space. I have to have supply chains all the way from my empire to get more ammunition, because I've now been beating the crap out of you repeatedly, and you're stealing all my bullets with your body. So by this time now, I have a massive weakness. I have this really long supply line that's not defended. Just send 2 or 3 corvettes all around me, flank me from behind, cut off my supply line and reinforcements. Does not matter how broken OP my guns are, without bullets, they're useless. So the whole point is that the player's tactics is what's overpowered, not the actual weapons themselves.
So, looking at this too, do you guys implement the Z-axis at all, like Homeworld?
We actually, in the original design of the game, in the original build, we did have the Z-axis, but what we realized, is it's the same thing a lot of Homeworld players will, I'm sure they can attest to, is that it's a great feature, but when you're playing a really strategic game with a lot more intricate, like arcs of fire and directional damage, having the Z-axis is so complicated that it almost removes a lot of micromanagement. I mean, a lot of Homeworld players know in the middle of a game, you're trying to use it, but in the end, it's just how to drag, select everything, and just throw it at the enemy and hope for the best. It's too much of a hassle. So in the end, we removed it just to allow players the one less thing to worry about, so they can focus a lot more on the ship micromanagement itself.
So is this going to be? Is it single player? Is it just exclusively multiplayer?
Oh no, it is MMO.
It's an MMO.
It is
100%.
One single massive universe.
Gotcha.
This space you see right now, you can stroll in any direction for years and years and years. Now, the ships have fast travel, effectively like going up into hyperspace and going to other galaxies and everything. So you don't have to physically move in combat speed all the way there. But it is one massive map in this normal RTS style. So it's not instant, like I said, you have an avatar, you move around, when you meet another army, you go into battle. Nothing like that. One massive RTS map.
Multiple servers?
Yes, multiple. So each galaxy is its own server, and you can jump between galaxies really easily. So it's not necessarily if your friend is in a different galaxy, absolutely no problem. Just jump into hyperspace, pop over there, capture a planet there. So you also have a bit of a base over there, and you can have it spanned out indefinitely.
Wow, very, very impressive. So, when can we expect to actually get our hands on this?
Well, the game's release will be announced in about 6 months at a convention in Seattle with the 3-letter acronym. Yeah, you know my drift here. Yeah, you need to figure that out. But if you want to get a hold of it earlier and actually help improve the game, you can join our Infiltrator program.
Right, what he was saying.
Yeah, just what Mike was saying before about that. And we really want people to come and help us, because this game, it was designed by gamers for gamers just like us who want this kind of strategy game, and we want to bring the gamers in for our quality assurance, our balancing, help us out, because in the end, the gamers are the one that's playing it. They should be the one giving the input on how to make it better.
That is refreshing news for sure.
Oh yeah.
Incredible game. I don't know what else to say, Nick.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
I cannot wait to play it. 6 months. That's what you need to wait.